And for the final time this regular season, at least at the Pound, I'm delighted to be joined once more by head coach Jamie Elson after a 6-3 win for the Pitbulls against the MK Thunder. And Jamie almost feels like a carbon copy of last week, although it was a very fast start this week, a good start. You did what you needed to do. It maybe got a little sloppy in the second period, but you did the job you needed to do.
So some cheers in the background.
Yeah,
It's
Joe
Morris's birthday, so I think there's some cheers for him downstairs. But typical us. We kind of, we played well on the whole, but we have that middle period where we kind of get sloppy for 15 minutes. But the ice didn't help. The ice got pretty rough out there, and that's just a moment where we really need to simplify and just get real bread and butter time. And maybe we're just getting a little bit too confident with what we're doing. But you got to give them the credit. Like every game we've had against them this year, they're a team that they may be a 9th place team, but they do a hell of a job. They turn up, and the last 3 games in particular against them, they haven't let up for 60 minutes. And in the second period, we took the foot off. We started playing the wrong way, and they punished us, and they deserved a 2-0 period.
Got to say, tongue-in-cheek, I'm 40 this year, and it's going to be my wife taking me out for dinner. Joe Morris has just had the entirety of the Bristol Arena sing happy birthday to him. Not jealous there at all. Jamie, we've talked a lot about getting ready for playoff hockey. We mentioned this a little bit last week. I've spoken to Lewis in our piece. Your top guys can sometimes cancel out the other guys' top lines. So then it becomes a job of role players and guys who can score goals. And right now, Bailey Hine-Pitcher, Liam Coleman, Carter Lloyd, even the veteran Richie Hargreaves coming to the party right now. Your role players seem to be really gearing up for playoff time.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It's, from day one we knew we were deep. And, that line with Ozzy is obviously kind of been a mainstay. And then, we've obviously seen, how hot Lipper's line's been this year. The 3 of them just, complement each other so well. So, the other guys, we use the term depth, but, we knew what we had with those guys. We got a lot of scoring throughout the lineup, and maybe those guys scoring, it's just been a lack of opportunity. Maybe we've gone to the other guys a lot, but as the years gone on, I feel like we're using those guys a bit more, and they're kind of starting to understand where the roles are and what their responsibilities are elsewhere. And I think we're just getting more buy-in through the lineup. Guys understand what they're getting done. But Bailey Hine-Pitcher since February, certainly, since our Slough games, had a hot stick, and that's great because I think if I'm honest. He's been frustrated. He'll be the first guy who said that. He's been frustrated with his production. Coming into this year, I think we really felt like he might be, leading this team in goals. He's got that in the tank. So, it's starting to come, and I think it's a confidence thing, and that's building. But it's great to see Liam score tonight. I think he's another one who'll be disappointed with his production this year, but he plays hard. His penalty kill is great. His D zone's good. So to start to get in some, I wouldn't even say secondary offense. It's kind of third offense. From guys like that, Aaron Moody. Yeah, it's been huge, and Carter Lloyd's obviously kind of been in and out on a 2-way, but as the year's gone on, a bit more opportunity for him, and he's grabbing it with 2 hands, and it's good competition for places. But I think any line can score right now, and that's a dangerous position to be in.
Let's not move away from Coleman and Moody, because you mentioned the penalty kill there, and what I like, you and I grew up watching the Cardiff Devils in the Heineken League days. It was always Ruggles and Ian Cooper, the first penalty killers over the boards. You've coached the Devils in the Elite League. Jake Morissette was the first guy over the boards. For the Pitbulls, when you've got a penalty kill, it looks like it's Coleman and Moody, the first guy over the boards. Why are they so good at that?
Do you know what? They've just taken ownership of it. I'm the special teams. I've been big on that, but where we've struggled with the power play, I think we've had the PK has been good since day one, and a lot of that comes just from the tempo and the speed through the team, but. We're pretty, as much as, we can be dangerous in terms of just closing teams and taking time and space away. I think as the years gone on and we've worked at the structure of kind of, how we want to kill those 2 guys. Liam in particular is very, he's a smart hockey player defensively. And when we spoke to him in the summer, that's how he described himself, as a defensive sentiment. And he's been in Canada for 4 years getting coached by Sylvain Cloutier and, a detailed coach, a guy who knows the game. And, he developed him into a defensive sentiment. And, and he showed that he can be responsible and understands how to kill. And Aaron, to give him credit, we used him on the penalty kill a lot at OHA at the academy. And as he got older and as he kind of had that responsibility, you started to see that he bought into it and understood it and took pride in it. And to be fair to them, we got to a point, halfway through the year-ish where they weren't on the power play at the time, and I was trying to find guys away from the power play to have that PK and take ownership of it and take some pride in it, and that to be their piece of the puzzle. 5-on-5 minutes, and they know they're going to be the PK guys. And to be fair, we had a couple of games and they were just great, and we haven't kind of looked back. I trust them. They know exactly what I'm asking for them on the PK, and they come back to the bench and they ask questions, but they ask, they're kind of saying like, "Oh, this happened off the face-off, or they ran this. What do you want me to do?" And they just kind of show that understanding of the PK. And I'll as much as we're banging our head against the wall some nights about the power play, our PK is challenging to be number one in the division. I think, touch wood, we haven't conceded a PK goal in 4 or 5 games, something like that now.
Certainly touch wood. And you were focusing obviously on your game tonight. We in the commentary box were having a look at the Solent score and ended up going against you. You were obviously aware of that, and I suppose the knock-on question from that, it means you have to go to Stretton tomorrow and get something. They're the benchmark team of the league, but I suppose it's a little bit of a dead rubber for them. Are you hoping to catch them cold?
I wouldn't say catch them cold, but the way I just described it to the room, we weren't in the room. We were very much just focused on tonight. We knew there was a game going on, but we didn't want to take our eyes off the game tonight. So we kind of got on with the game, and then after the game, we came in and saw the score, and it's so close. We needed them to drop a point to get second tonight, and it didn't happen, and it's tough because it was a high-scoring game. It goes to OT, which is disappointing. But the way I just described it to the boys after the game is, we secured third tonight, which is a great achievement in itself, and we got a free pass to get after a game and go and win a game tomorrow. If we don't get that point, there's no disgrace going to Streatham and losing, and we're proud of a third place finish in year one. So we just said, like, we're going there. There's no pressure tomorrow. Like, let's go and play the right way, and let's get after it. And we feel like we can be a match for them. We feel like we can get in there and challenge them. And they're a hell of a hockey team. But we did the 2 games we had here were 3-0 games, and we didn't feel like we were a million miles away. So I think we feel like we got a bit of a point to prove. That we feel like offensively disappointing that we didn't score. So the message to the guys was tomorrow, let's come with the right attitude. Let's go and chase a point. Hopefully 2. If we fall short, we're going to fall short having a real low goal rate. And they haven't got anything to play for. They got the playoffs starting next weekend, and it's a tough mentality to be in. You don't want to get into bad habits if you're them, but at the same time, you don't want to necessarily go so hard that you lose a guy or a guy gets injured. So those dead rubber games are tough. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what mentality they're in. But they had a big win tonight, which kind of maybe sums up where they're at. But we'll see what tomorrow brings.
And just finally, Jamie, because there's a lot of hockey still to be played, playoff hockey, the best time of the year, but it does feel a little bit like a bookend tonight, the last home game of the regular season. Just as we've all done in commentary, Lewis and myself and the guys who have come up here, reflecting on what has been a fantastic ride since October. You're a huge part of that. You've driven this team. We've all been on a pretty cool journey since this place opened in October. Yeah, absolutely. We're getting to a point of the year, like, we don't want to say it's obviously we're winding down because we're not, but I think we're starting to take stock and reflect a little bit. And we even, spoke about that briefly in the room, just said to the guys, we closed the book on the regular season with, 12 wins from 16 at home, and that's a good record. 2 of those losses were Streatham, and then a shootout loss and a 1-0 loss, and we're proud of that record at home, and that's a big part of obviously what's gone on in this building. Looking back to last summer, it's hard. I was recruiting guys, and I wouldn't say selling them a dream. I was trying to say, I think the potential there is huge, and it's not talk. It's a great city. I'd seen obviously the rink at different phases. Knew it was going to be a great facility and a great setup for hockey at this level. And when we were speaking to all the guys last summer, the message was like, this could be something pretty cool, and it's captured the imagination in Bristol. But me and Mike on the bus on the way home were chatting about it. It's kind of captured the imagination of British hockey a little bit. Yeah.
The amount of kind of feel good, factor comments we've had from other clubs, whether it's clubs that we've played and they're saying how much they've enjoyed coming here and playing in front of a sellout crowd, or just messages around British hockey sort of saying, as much as there's some clubs and rinks struggling or going under, what a great story, like a new rink and a great location and a huge fan base. So it's really captured the imagination, and just said in the second period, like after losing a 2-0 period, I just said to the boys, like, it shouldn't be doom and gloom. Like I just said, the guys were all in there looking a bit sorry for themselves, and I was just saying, like, it's Saturday night, we're playing hockey, it's the best sport in the world, and you're playing in front of a sellout crowd, like a crowd that loves coming to this building and watching you guys play, and You know, I just said let's go and have a big third period, but let's just have some smiles. Let's go and play the right way and enjoy it, because you know, Saturday nights or Sunday, if the Sunday night games have been, you know, home games have been memorable here. It's been a hell of a ride. Not over yet.
It's not over yet. Let's finish on that note. It's far from over. Jamie, it's been a great ride so far. Let's hope it continues for the next couple of weeks. Thanks for joining us on FTA Sport.
Thank you, guys.